Hello everyone, TMan 978. I recently reviewed this guy and it gave me an idea that maybe I should do some how-to videos on how to transform some complex robots such as this one, who is the big daddy of complex transformers. He is the reason why parents have been outraged and scared to even buy their kids Transformers because they're terribly difficult to transform. And the reason why we are getting simplified Transformers nowadays. But anywho, now you get to see how this guy gets to be a semi-truck. So, let's kick things off. First thing you want to do, get his arms out the way. And then you can go ahead, move these wheels out the way, separate his waist. And get that transformation sound. Okay, so the waist is separated. Now we can focus on the legs. You can go ahead and detach these parts. They're pegged in right there. Detach this. Go ahead and put the wheels like this on these panels. They pretty much just click into place. There's a stopping point. Go ahead and his foot, grab it right here. Put these fingers right here, grab right here. Separate. Bring the foot flat like that. Go ahead, take this grill out. Close these. Same thing over here. Close these. Now rotate the hips up like this. And bring the legs to each other. I believe on the Revenge of the Fallen mode, this is the Dark of the Moon version of this mode. I believe there's a, no, here it is. There's an actual tab right there. Close that. Close the grill together. Now go ahead and tab this into that hole right there. Which would be easier because you're not behind the camera. So when you're doing it, it's going to be way easier for you. But basically, there's a tab there and a little tab right there. Squeeze them into place. Okay, good. Now we can start on the upper body. In the upper body, let me raise this up. You want to take the arm out of the socket, the shoulder out of the socket. Just pull everything out. Go ahead and swing that down and flip everything out this way. Get that arm out the way. Same thing over here. Pull it out. Pull all these joints out. Swing it down. And rotate it out of the way. Then we can go ahead right here. This ab part lifts up and there's a little groove you have to push in this way and then it pulls out. Just lift that up like that. Same deal over here. Lift that out of the way. This door was down, you can push that up on both sides. Go ahead and bring his head out. Yes, your Optimus Prime, into this orientation right there. Now let's start on the arms. Rock them this way. So that they're out like this. Go ahead and put his arms. This is the inner part of his forearm. You want to bring this out to where you see this clip. Now on the Revenge of the Fallen mode, you'll see swords down here. You want the swords to be on the bottom and a little tab point right there. Go ahead, bring this gas canister. Well, before you bring the gas canister around, just basically smash it up in this orientation. Same thing over here. Now you can go ahead and there's peg points right here, peg points right there. Bend this shoulder joint so that it's inward as much as you can. Get these oil tanks at least up like that. Peg that together and peg the arms together. Then I usually put the hands like this. Okay, and one main important thing, these need to be flush with the body, which is easier said than done sometimes. You can take these silver parts and bring them in. Make sure all of that stays together. Open these panels at least like this. And now we bring these forward, but get them out the way. Bring these forward, get them out of the way. Bring these down and over his head. And basically, you want these red parts to come down to be in that orientation. On Revenge of the Fallen mold, it'll be another piece of plastic right here that fits into the groove slots right there, but this version doesn't have that. So basically, bring that down, unpeg it from here if it's not unpegged, bring it over, and get it down like this. Now this is the very difficult part. No matter how many times I transform this toy, this is the part where I get the most problems. You basically want to keep all of this tab together while you try to close these windshields. Close that. Now while it's good and smashed together, bring these panels in on over. Bring this panel in on over. And these teeth have to lock into each other. Which you might want to like push down on this side to get them to lock into each other. More than likely, you've knocked things out of whack. I got these things shut flush, but you want to try to keep it together while you're holding that. Plug these canisters into the side. That might help things. So now we have that top part done. Okay. Before we start rocking this forward, we can go ahead and bring this down, these down and out to the side. Orientate them like this so they can just cover these wheels nice and smooth. Now we rock all of this forward on the hinge right here. Make sure these kneecaps are shut. Come on, actually, and you have to make sure you have clearance because these little red things block the way. So now that's down, pretty much down in the back. Come to the front, and you need to get these underneath of this top part. So go ahead and smash everything down as best you can on both sides. One side might give you more trouble than the other, but basically it's all covering that. Make sure these stay out of the way. Bring these down over the windshield and plug the grill into the front. Push up here because this doesn't like to stay flush. So now everything should be flattened. Bring the wheels down, squeeze down on here. go ahead and unpeg these, pull these to the side. Go ahead and open that door. While you're opening, rotate this around to meet that and press it closed. Same thing over here. Rotate this, plug that into the side, open it up, shut it down like this, then come around here, rotate these pegs go into a little slot right here. This kind of wiggles, so that gives you a better angle to get that peg into there. Do the same thing over here. Peg that into here. Cover that top. And go ahead and bring these down. But as you're bringing them down, you have to pull this window. Maybe make sure you pull on the window. And then shut that down into place. Same thing over here. Pull the window forward. And it came undone. So I'll make sure that stays in. Plug that into place. I mean, really, you can plug it in after you get it down. My lighting makes it hard for me to see this. Go in there. Let me lift it back up. I would get stuck right at the end, because this is it. But anywho, use a truck. Make sure every piece and panel is shut flushly and tight together, which it pretty much is. These wheels might have to come out a little bit. There's a little hinge right there. Bring the wheels out a little bit so they meet up with these. These may come out there because they don't lock into place, but everything's looking tight. Everything's looking flush. He's tightly connected to the top. And now he's a truck. And he rolls. If it's not rolling well, something's amiss somewhere. Just keep pushing and pushing until everything locks into place. But basically, that's how you get Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon Optimus to be a truck. And now we're gonna do the reverse. But there you go. Reverse transformation. First thing you want to do is put your fingers under this gas tank. Just pull, and they unhinge. Pull. Now he has two wings. Take this whole panel and flip it to the back. Okay. Now we take these, repurpose them. There's a peg right here that was stuck in there, but now that peg is going to go here. Let's zoom in. Yes. Okay. Plug that in there. Same thing over here. Plug that in there. Come on. Now we can push these forward on both sides. Turn this in. And go ahead and spin this around. There's a peg right there that's going to wind up lining up with that as you turn this around. Let's flip it around so I can see. Okay, we did that. Turn this in. Flip this while you're doing it. Plug this panel in there. Okay. Now we need to take this part off of this bottom part. So you can go ahead and grab this bumper, put your fingers in there, start prying everything apart. Once you do that, it should loosen up all these top bits from the bottom bits. Okay, we did that. Now we can do things like we can rock this whole hinge forward. And let's focus on this area. Unplug these gas tanks right here, or whatever these tanks are. I'm not sure if they're actually gas tanks. go ahead and try to open these panels. They're pegged in nice and tight. Just split everything like that, basically. Get these panels out the way. You can go ahead and close that. Collapse it this way. Same thing over here. Take the panel out, close this, collapse it that way. Now we lift these back. Okay, take this fake door with the flames on it, push that back this way, and plug that in. Push this back this way, plug it in. Oh no. Don't pull this off. If you pull it off, it goes back on fairly easy. Open this up, plug that in. Now we can go ahead and move his head back, and then you'll find out that he's who? Optimus Prime. Get these arms out the way. Just put them out the way. Bring this down, and this little tiny red little bulbous part right there needs to fold down and go into his little ab area right here. It's a little notch right there. Put that in there and it slides down. Same thing over here. Slides down. Okay. Now the arms. You want to take this way. It's all accordioned. Basically, you rotate the arm. Rotate this down like that. We just need this clip right there to go into that socket. So as you're doing that, you push this into that gray thing that's going into the socket and plug that up. Now you can lift this panel up, rotate this so you can see the front part of his shoulder right there, and go ahead and rotate this gas can up and twist his arms this way so that this blue part is in the middle. Twist his hands this way and put the panel up right there. You're done there. Do that same thing. Lift this down like that. Start turning it. Well, actually straighten it because it's bumping into his body right there. Now, accordion this inside of this little piece and plug it into his shoulder socket. Lift this panel up. Start turning his arm around. Lift the gas canister up. Rotate his arm like this and rotate his hand forward. Now his upper body is pretty much done. You can go ahead and the body was like this, but now it's like this. You can go ahead and clamp that into place, revealing that transformation sound. Go ahead, unclip this and fold it over it like that. Go ahead and spin this. There's a little peg there. There's a peg hole here. Go ahead and clamp that into place. Same thing over here. Clamp that into place. Okay, now for the feet. We can go ahead and separate this, separate that. Now, we open this foot up, push the grill in. Go ahead and fold this over and peg that in. That's done. Same deal over here, open it up, close that, fold it over, done. Push the legs straight down at the hips. Bring this up, peg it into that hole in his leg right there. Bring this up, peg it into the hole. Bring the wheels down like this. Stand them up. Now you can go ahead and collapse the wheels to his legs. Bring these wheels down. And put these knee pads as you see fit. I like to have them out a little bit. I don't like them touching his thighs. Now, you can straighten up his head. Make sure that's straight. Make sure these smokestacks are straight. And bam! Oh wait, not bam. Put these at like a slight little slant. And now, bam! Make sure everything's straight. And boom! Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen mold, Optimus Prime, and robot mode. Woo! That didn't take me too long. It was way less than I thought. So, if you like this video and like this tutorial, please give me a like. Share to anybody that loves Transformers. Subscribe, comment, TMan978. See you next time.